If you're about to start a wig business or you're already in one, I will need you to watch this because I am about to save you a whole mistake that has cost me 3 years. My first wig business lasted 3 months. It failed so bad that it gave me PTSD. It took me a whole 3 years to get that courage to actually try again. Now I run a wig business with premium clients and I also have 5,000 student plus learning from me. The reason I'm telling you all of this because I know what went wrong and I know what to do instead. Some of these are going to feel like I'm calling you out personally. Good. That means you need to hear this. Here are 8 mistakes that will destroy your wig business just before it starts. The first 2 mistakes happen before you even start selling a wig, and it's all about fear. Number 1 is hiding. You have decided that you want to start a wig business, but you don't want anyone to know around you. So you've had a great idea to actually start, be anonymous, do everything, have an Instagram account and be faceless on that account just so that nobody knows that you're starting a wig business or your friends and families do not find out that you started a wig business. No launch, no announcement, just you creating wigs behind the scene and hoping that magically it's going to work out. In 2019, I did this exact thing. What I did was I wanted it to be quiet. I didn't want anyone to know that I was starting a wig business because I was embarrassed. So I went on YouTube, created a website from scratch. I literally did everything. I opened an Instagram page. I ordered hair. I was ready. And then the business flopped woefully. I barely had anyone. It was all secret. And guess what? It only lasted 3 months. And this is because I've eaten it so much. I had no audience, no support, no accountability. That failure gave me PTSD that it took me 3 years plus to try a wig business again. A whole 3 years wasted just because I was scared. I didn't want people to see me. I was so embarrassed. And if you decide to go this route, you're already setting yourself up for failure quietly. The second one is buying loads of stock. Now, this happened during the same time that I wanted to start this wig business quietly. So I ordered a lot of stock as well, thinking that, oh yeah, I am ready. I'm going to launch. When people ask me for any length, I will have it available. So I spent so much time creating wigs, styling them. And when I think about it, it was such a stupid idea. I just assumed, looking at other wig makers, assuming that because they've created a wig looking like this, that means that if I create the same wig, the same look, I'm going to sell out just the way they're selling out on their stories. Guess what happened? I ended up begging people to buy this hair off me. The people that I was scared of, that I didn't want to tell that I was starting a wig business, I ended up begging them to buy the hair off me cost price because no stranger was willing to buy hair from me. So I had their stock. Most of them I sold. Most of them I had to wear them all by myself, which means that I wasted so much money just because I was looking at what other people were doing and also hiding to be seen so that I don't get embarrassed just in case it fails. Both of these come from the same place, trying to feel ready before you even start. But you will never be ready. The business actually teaches you as you go. You just have to be visible while learning. Please do not be ashamed about anything that you want to do. Come out with your full chest because once you start making that money, they will come to you and ask you for ideas. Now, the next 2 mistakes are the mistakes that you make when you actually start selling. This first one is undercharging. You're undercharging because you feel like nobody knows you yet. People do not know your quality. So you want to start undercharging and get a lot of customers so that once people buy from you, they can see your good quality. I've been there. My thoughts were exactly like that. And I tell you now, it doesn't work. Once you start undercharging, honestly, it's so hard to get out of because you're going to attract a lot of people that see no value in your skill, but the only value they see is your pricing. And it's important not to fall into that trap because once you start charging high, those people are going to run away. Then you're starting from scratch. I know pricing is a very sensitive topic and you feel like you need to start making money because no one is buying from you or no one knows you. Take your time. It's a process. I promise you, if you put your time in your styling, put your time in your presentation, people will buy from you regardless of how much you charge. So the most important thing is here, charge the amount that you know that you're going to be comfortable with and you can comfortably reinvest back into your business. If you're not sure about how to price, I actually have a link in my description. This link includes a pricing guide that can help you. I also have a video that specifically breaks this down and teaches you all my techniques and tricks when it comes to pricing. I'm going to link this at the end of this video. The fourth one is you're trying to do everything all at once. You want to be a wig maker, you want to be a colorist, and also some people I see they also want to be a makeup artist. So while learning hair, they're also trying to learn makeup. The only thing I need to tell you right now is master one first. If you do not master one, you're going to end up like someone that keeps doing everything, but there's nothing to show for it. I didn't start learning color until I have locked down my styling. Once I mastered construction and styling, then I was able to move to coloring. And then I had enough time to actually practice color. Because I had enough time to practice color, when I started learning, I was able to put all of my brain in to actually focus on one thing and be good at it. And that was what took me from selling a wig at $300, $400 to selling that same wig for almost $1,000. If I had done both on day one, I'll be average at everything instead of being excellent at one thing. Because even when you know everything, there'll be one skill that you'll be good at. You can't know everything in the equal percentage. There'll be one particular skill that you're more better at. So you need to focus on one thing, get that right first before you move on to the next. But even when you're focused and you're making good wigs, the next mistake will keep you invisible. The fifth one is choosing the right platform. Like everyone will tell you, no, go on TikTok, no, you should go on Instagram. When it comes to choosing the right platform, I know people say choose a platform that your audience is at. And I say that sometimes, but what I've realized is that choosing the platform that you enjoy the most as your first platform will actually help you grow quicker. Let me explain. For example, I absolutely love TikTok. TikTok was a platform that I enjoy being on, which means that I knew a lot of things about TikTok even when I wasn't posting on TikTok. So when I started posting on TikTok as a business owner, I was able to use all the knowledge that I know of TikTok and implemented it. And it was so easy for me because when it comes to trending sounds, I already knew when trending sound actually starts. So I took advantage of that. But joining Instagram, where I was barely on Instagram, I didn't really enjoy Instagram. It took longer to actually grow on Instagram because I just didn't enjoy being on Instagram. And if you want to grow on a platform, you have to not just only be posting on that platform, you have to be on the platform as well. Be a business owner on there as well as a scroller, because the more you scroll, the more you see what is trending, the more you see what you can take advantage of as a business owner. This next one, honestly, it makes me laugh when I see it. When I see a wig maker spending money on a photo shoot because they want to launch. Honestly, you do not need to spend a dime on a photo shoot. You actually do not need a human being to wear your wig before you sell your first wig. I'm not saying you shouldn't do a photo shoot. Photo shoot is good for like branding and everything like that. But honestly, it costs too much money for you to actually start investing in a photo shoot before you even start making a penny. Now, a lot of issue that I also see is that people do a photo shoot on things that they actually think people want. But if you start selling a wig first, you understand who your audience are. Your photo shoot will be great photo shoot because you already know what you need to do photo shoot on. But if you're doing photo shoot before you've sold your first wig, you're actually wasting money. And photo shoot is expensive. So instead of doing a photo shoot, invest that money in upgrading your skill. The pattern here is spending time and money on things that you feel like they're progress, but they aren't. The right platform and your phone camera will definitely outperform a photo shoot or being on the wrong platform. Now, the last two mistakes, the ones that I see even experienced wig makers getting wrong. This one is actually relying on one vendor. You can never catch me rely on a vendor. A vendor that has been consistently good to me, I do not trust that vendor. Anything can happen. I am not behind the scene with the vendor. The vendor can actually sell their business and you will have no clue. They can sell the business to somebody else. Then the new person may start to mess up your order. So never have one vendor and rely on that vendor. I know it's tempting. Honestly, I understand. But what I do is that I try to split my orders between vendors. So even though I have one vendor that I really, really like, I stick with that vendor and give that vendor a more higher volume. But I always also spread my orders with other vendors just to keep them there, to make sure that if this main vendor messes up, I have another vendor to rely on. One time I had an issue where one of my vendors decided to take almost like 10 weeks to deliver my order. And it was so annoying. And I was so grateful at the time that I didn't buy all of my orders from this particular vendor. Because imagine if I did, I'll be waiting 10 to 11 weeks to get my order and be losing money at the same time. Your business should never ever depend on one vendor. Now, this next one is a bit tricky and there's a caveat to this. When you think that you don't need a website. For me personally, I actually sell most of my wigs via DMs. However, I've noticed that a lot of people would prefer to go on my website to place orders rather than coming to my DM. So when people say they don't really need a website, I find that a bit like you're losing money. Even if 80% of the people that are buying from you love to come to your DM because they want to ask questions. But you should understand that you're actually losing 20%. And even though I feel like a lot of people come to my DM to buy from me, I still get a lot of people buy from my website. And the people that come to buy from me via DM are actually loyal customers that they've been buying from me for a while now, for years, for months. So they just feel like they have a relationship with me. So they would rather come to my DM. But if I look at them properly, their initial transaction actually went through my website. So what I'm trying to say is that if you don't have a website, you're losing money. Website is actually very easy to create. Let me know in the comments if you want me to show you the quickest way to create a website. I did all of my website myself. I didn't want to spend any money on any developer. I didn't need to because once you use Shopify, everything is pretty much quick and easily accessible. Those are the 8 mistakes, and those are the things that I went through as well. If you're thinking about falling for these mistakes, please avoid them because they will cost you time and they will cost you money. If you're also still confused about pricing, honestly, I've got a lot of reviews from people that have used my pricing calculator. So check out the link in the description. It's completely free. And if you want to learn how to actually use the pricing calculator, check out the video that I'm going to link at the end of this. Thank you so much for sitting through this with me. It's day 12 out of 100, and I'll see you tomorrow.